Hello everybody, I'm PooBeee and welcome back to another Sims 4 video. This speed build is very special to me, and if you haven't seen the wonderful film Howl'S Moving Castle yet, you really should. It's about a young hatter named Sophie who encounters a wizard named Howl on her way to visit her sister Letty. When she returns, she meets the Witch of the Waste, who transforms her into a 90-year-old woman. Sophie, who is looking to break the curse, she leaves home and sets off through the country, which eventually leads her to Howl'S Moving Castle, and gets caught up in his resistance to fight for the king. This film is all about love, loyalty, and the effects of war. I did struggle making this build, as it's really hard to recreate the intense detail from the animation, but I'm so happy at how it turned out. I think the hardest part was not having round roofs, and I think it was in The Sims 2 or 3 they had them. So EA, if you're watching, please bring them back because they were so useful and would have been perfect for this build. If any of you are watching last week's video, I was a bit ill then, but it's all cleared up now. I'm feeling tip-top again. I hope you're all doing okay. Let me know in the comments below and we'll get on with the speed build. I'm really happy how the front of the castle, I guess, turned out. The face looks like the film, and I'm so pleased that it does. I was really worried about how to do it, because how do you make a ginormous electronic-y face in The Sims? But I think I did a good job. At least I hope I did. I hope you all think I did. Oh, and here's our round roof problem again. They just need round roofs. It would be so much easier. So I had to go for more of a square domed effect on that one. Oh yeah, I did put these big at first because I thought they would have looked good big, but I felt like it was a bit too much. It looked a bit chunky, so I just kept the side ones big and kept all the other ones little. I never know what they're called. I use them in everything though. And of course it wouldn't be a PooBeee build without a load of columns. One thing that made this build is all the chimneys. I'm so glad that there are so many in The Sims, because it really pulled everything together and made it look like Howl'S Moving Castle. Just adding these at the bottom, because if you can see there's a white line, so where usually you'd be able to put a trim down, because it's on the bottom floor you can't, and that pop of white was really annoying me, because it was just there, I could see it, it's like pow in your face. So I covered it up with a couple of those. Oh, here's our first little house. I built loads of tiny little fake houses around the castle, because that's what it's like in the animation. I haven't built the inside yet. I haven't furnished anything, which I think is going to be a bit tricky, because I do want it to look like the film, but I don't know how I'm going to go around it because there's a lot of dips and things like that from all the fake houses. So I'm not sure how I can pull that all together, but that video will be up next week if you're interested. Oh yeah, this is one of my favourite parts of the build, the garden. I absolutely love this. I wish I could just live there. Who wouldn't want to live in a floating garden in the sky attached to a moving castle? shame you can't use the terrain spray on these sort of parts, because I would have loved to put more detail into the grass. Because I don't know if you're like me, where I go crazy on details on grass. Also, I pre-built around the castle, just because I felt like the castle was more interesting than watching me build everything around it. But if you are interested in how I did it, then do let me know and I can make a video on it. Because when I saw other people's builds and I saw it dropped into a floor below, if you know what I mean, I never understood how they did that till like a month ago, and ever since I'm like, oh yeah, I use it in everything. So I might have to do a video on just little tips and tricks that are hidden, like things like that. Because it is a little bit tricky if you don't know how to do it. Oh, here's another roof problem. I didn't know what to do for this bit. I wish there was just a way to have just a smooth, continuous roof. But I couldn't figure it out. If anyone knows, let me know, because it drives me insane. Just making another one of my little fake houses. This is definitely one of my favourite fake houses. I keep on they are houses really, because they'll still be in use. I love the pop of green from these stairs also. All the time I was building this, by the way, I had the original Howl'S Moving Castle on my other screen, because I got two screens. So I was constantly looking back and forth like, oh, what's in that bit? What's in that bit? And I saw there is on the side there is a set of stairs going up, and I think if I remember right, they were green, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll put that in. But I think it's a real nice pop. It breaks up all the dull colours. These two pieces will eventually turn into another set of houses. It was quite hard getting it all accurate. Well, it's not all accurate still, but trying to get it similar is incredibly hard, as Sims is really boxy. So it's hard to make things look natural. Get some more of those chimneys in. Ah yeah, this is where the main bulk of all the big chimneys are going to be. It wasn't till, I think it was near the end of the build, I realised that they should have been on the very back of the house. But I think I'd had enough by then. I just wanted it done. I wanted to sit there and look at its beauty. But I still think it looks alright on top like that anyway. I would have loved to make the wings a bit more detailed, but I don't think I could have really. I can't think of any way that I could have made them really detailed. But I think the flooring I put down, it helps it a lot. Well, there you go, yeah, you can see it now. Sort of gives it that papery effect. I'm really glad that I added the wings though. I wasn't going to at first, but I think it really adds something. It captures the feel of the castle. I'll end up adding that greenery back in later on. I wanted it to look very grown in, like it was 100 years old, like there was moss growing everywhere and plants sprouting where they shouldn't. So I will be adding those plants back in. And of course you have to have the little washing line. There is a couple of bits I added in, by the way, after I finished filming. So those chimneys, I added a couple of flags across them. And I think I added in a couple of more... I think I added in some more roof details as well. Now we get to decorate the garden. My favourite bit of the build. I think flowers are a really good way to fill things up. Like I just love landscaping in Sims. I think it's one of my favourite parts. It really makes a build, especially if you want it to make it look lived in. So if you add all the clutter of the flowers, I think it just really works well. More clutter, more flowers. I think this is where it really tied in with the crawling ivy. I think it just made it look lived in, made it look old. Added a little summon to the build. Oh yeah, I was trying to look for a telescope. Because I don't know if you remember, but in like The Sims 3, I think there's like 3 different types of like telescopes. And I was looking around and I was like, I swear there's a telescope. And it wasn't until I saw that one, I was like, oh, maybe not. Maybe that was The Sims 3. But in the original castle, on that bit where I was looking for the telescope, there is a telescope there. So I think in the end I ended up replacing it with a art easel. Oh yeah, I'm adding those wooden bits there to cover up that white. It's just a punch in the face. It's a shame that you can't put trims there, because I think it would look a lot nicer. Adding some more fake houses. I do love the look of these houses, and I think that roofing goes really, like, the colour of it goes so well with the build. I wasn't expecting it to go that well. I do have to say though, on this side of the castle I really struggled, because I couldn't find anywhere, there was no pictures of what the other side looked like, so I had to just completely freestyle it. But I think it turned out alright. I just kept on swapping between the front and the back just to make it look similar, but not identical. Just the same sort of feel. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's all the greenery going back in to make it look like it's a million years old. I think I might do a sort of like a Studio Ghibli series. Do I say that right? A lot of people say Ghibli and a lot of people say, is it Ghibli? But I never know how to say it. If someone knows, please tell me, because and I'm really sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But I was thinking of doing a series of Sims builds in the sort of Studio Ghibli universe, so some from Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke. Sorry if I say that wrong also. I really struggle saying the names. When I'm around my friends and if I say anything about that film, I'm just there like Princess Mononoke, and then they get it every time. They're like, oh yeah, that one. Adding in the second wing. I'm so happy that I did these. They just look so cool. Oh, this bit was a pain. So you see that little walkway? I didn't take in that would be in the way of the wing. So then I had to try and rebuild that whole part. It does look a bit more square, but I'm happy that I'm able to keep it in, because it is a big part of the film, that little walkway. So that's both wings done now. Now I'm just redecorating that little part where I had to rebuild the walkway. And then I think, if I remember right, that's that garden bit done. Oh yeah, the inside's going to be a nightmare to do. Look at all the dips and all the different shapes that are in the walls. It's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to have to do some research into what the inside looks like. If I remember right, I haven't watched the film in a while, but if I remember right, the insides are like super cluttered, so that shall be fun, because you know me, I do love clutter. Just adding some more pipes and of course cluttering. Just to give it that real mechanical look to it. Oh yeah, I wasn't too sure what to do with this part, because there's meant to be a propeller on the back, but not that I know of at least, but there isn't anything like that in The Sims. I guess I could have used what I used already, but if you remember what's at the front of the the one of the castle's eyes. I could have used that at the back maybe. I don't know. So I just ended up just keeping it like that, so it sort of ends up looking a bit boatish, really. I just added a couple of more houses around here just to fill it out a bit, because it was looking really empty compared to the rest of the build. Just trying to shove some more clutter wherever I can, just to fill it out some more. Now, I think this is where I'm working on the other side, and I really struggled. I don't know if you can tell, because I'm constantly going back and forth, trying to get ideas. And I was going to put the entrance of the house in the mouth of the castle, which I still think now would have been such a cool idea. But I think it just ended up being easier, and it means I could add some more bits and bobs around here, fill it out more, just if I had the entrance on this side. I do think the entrance from the mouth will be awesome. I think I might have to give that a go at some point and see if it works, and if it does, then I'll do that in the next video when I decorate the inside. Just trying to add loads of rooms and clutter and little tiny houses, just to fill it out, just to give it that boom. As you could see there, the inside is pretty not looking good, to say the least. So I'm gonna have to try and I don't even know what I'm gonna do with the inside yet. I think it's gonna be a bit of a struggle, that one. It'll look great once it's done though. So I'm so excited for it to all be finished, but I know it's just gonna be hard. Because there's so many like random windows scattered around, random doors. I do like though, I think I put I think it's the one, yeah, this one. I put another staircase, so I do like how there's staircases on the outside leading to all different floors. So I can imagine if you had like a huge household full of Sims, you'd just see them like walking around and stuff. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool idea. Get back there, chimney. Just adding in the last balcony, if I remember right. And this is where the stairs are going to be to lead up. I wish I pushed those stairs back just by a couple of squares, because I think it would make it a bit difficult walking around that area upstairs. I think I might have to change that when I when I do the inside. I'll change that. Yeah, let me know what you think of this side, if I did it alright. because I couldn't find anything anywhere to show me what this side was like, so it was just completely freestyled, but I hope it fits in nicely. Oh yeah, there's a little easel. I'm just so in love with this build. I really am. It's just beautiful. Just all the details, and it's the love of my life. It really is. This has to be my favourite build I've done. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do a Studio Ghibli series of Sims builds. I think that'll turn out really nice. Oh yeah, I used baseball bats as legs, but I forgot to change the height. So then I had to go all the way back round again, pick up all this stuff. So I just cut it out because I'm sure none of you wanted to see that all over again. Oh yeah, I noticed also in the original that it had all these overgrown flowers and things like that all around the outsides of the fences or half walls, whatever you want to call them. So I added all of this to see if it would sort of replicate it, and I think it did it really well. It's added that extra clutter, beautiful floweriness that it needed. Just look at it, it's beautiful. I would love to live here. This would be my dream house, it really would. Just adding more clutter all around, just to bulk it up a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we can add the legs. These were the only legs that I could think of, because I could have put pillars down or columns down, but they just looked too static. I like how these had a curve to them. They had a bend. Make it look like it had been moving. Now I'm just finishing up with a bit of landscaping, dotting some bits and bobs around. I'm sure you can tell at this point I just wanted it done. I was just throwing stuff around. And look at that, it's so beautiful. I'm just going to add some ponds in quick, just to bulk up that floor a bit, because where unfortunately it's a floor and not just normal ground, I can't add details into the grass. I hope you enjoyed this speed build, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up and a comment down below. And check out for next week's video, because it'll be part 2 and we'll be decorating the inside. Bye bye!